I wanted to start, Mr. Schultz, with a discussion about one of the firms that Starbucks hired. I'm told that during your tenure as CEO, you hired Littler Mendelson, one of the largest and most notorious union-busting firms in the country, that reportedly charges upwards of $600 an hour for their services. It's been reported that in 2021, Starbucks shut down all stores in the Buffalo area, rented out the Hyatt Regency Hotel, flew you, Mr. Schultz, and Starbucks senior executives into town and forced workers to hear you give anti-union talking points. While Starbucks refuses to say how much they've spent on anti-union efforts, it's clear the company is willing to spend a significant amount of money on union-busting tactics. And guess what? Under current law, federal law, Internal Revenue Service law, Starbucks is able to write off those costs as a run-of-the-mill business expense, meaning taxpayers are subsidizing union busting in the United States of America, including that of Starbucks. So, Mr. Schultz, I'd ask you, as a private citizen, in your personal capacity, do you believe that corporations should have the right to get a tax break, a taxpayer-provided subsidization, a tax break for union-busting activities?
Senator Casey, you've said a number of things I'd like to respond to, but...
Well, just answer that question first.
No, I will. I mean, Starbucks Coffee Company is following the tax laws and the law that Congress has
I didn't ask you about Starbucks. I asked you about your personal view.
Yeah.
Do you think that provision should stay as the law or should be changed?
My personal view is we should follow the law that Congress has set up.
Do you support that?
I support the law.
You support the provision that allows a company to hire union-busting firms and conduct other activity that interferes with the rights of workers to organize. I understand it's the law, but you're saying you support it. You would not support a change. Is that correct?
I support the law, and I also take offense with you categorizing me or Starbucks as a union buster when that is not true.
Well, look, you go to just March of this year. Administrative law judge issued a 218-page decision finding, quote, egregious and widespread misconduct demonstrating a general disregard for the employees' fundamental rights, unquote, in Buffalo, New York. So I think there's plenty of evidence on the record in terms of what the National Labor Relations Board has set forth in their opinions and their work. Let me ask you another question before my time has expired. There have been complaints, and I want you to answer this if you know anything about it, that Starbucks is spying on its workers as they try to organize. Again, another National Labor Relations Board administrative law judge recently wrote that Starbucks used headsets to, quote, closely supervise, monitor, and create the impression that employees' union activities are under surveillance. So we've heard about this with regard to other companies. Do you believe, and again, this is in your personal capacity, and you realize where you are now, do you believe that workers should have the basic dignity at work not to be surveilled by their employers?
Senator, I am incredibly proud of how we treat Starbucks partners and have since 1987.
I understand you're
I'm not
proud.
aware of anyone surveilling anyone at Starbucks.
You're not aware of that?
I am not.
Do you support that?
No, I would not support that.
Thank you, Mr.
Can I